y'all, welcome to LumberJillville. Women's wrestling lives here. Now, if you're wondering why I'm sitting in my dark room, you can't even see my collection behind me. It's basically because I wanted to do a different kind of video. So today, there were some major figure reveals of some upcoming releases by Mattel on WWE.com. And we did get about 5 images of some upcoming women's figures, and I wanted to go over those and cover the good, the bad. I even wanted to talk about what the attires are from and really dive in on them. And some of them I also have an idea as far as ETA time goes as to when they're going to be released or up for pre-order. So I definitely want to take a closer look at that. But yeah, so this is definitely a unique and different video compared to what I'm used to. However, I'm pretty excited to go over these images with y'all because there's some very good figures on our way. So without further ado, let's start with some of the women's figures that are up for pre-order right now. Alright, so we're going to start off with Carmella from Elite 86, which is the SummerSlam wave, and it is available for pre-order on RingsideCollectibles.com right now with an ETA release date of mid-May. So we still have about another month from the time of this recording. Now, this Carmella's attire is from SummerSlam 2018, where she took on Charlotte and Becky in a triple threat match, where Charlotte ended up winning the SmackDown Women's title. Now, this is a special figure to me sentimentally. I mean, I pre-ordered 3 of these things before I even saw images. And this is so sentimental because obviously Charlotte and Asuka in their Mania 34 match is what really kicked off my fandom in the women's division, and is where my daughter kind of had her wrestling moment, and I realized these women are amazing. But either way, this was the year when Carmella's SmackDown Women's Championship reign, I freaking loved it. I mean, I watch TV every week. I look forward to her coming out, her promos. And honestly, she has grown so much in the ring, and I love seeing that. But let's take a closer look at this figure. So this head scan is the same as her Basic Series 106 head scan, which works awesome. The hair looks to be a little bit more of a brighter blonde, which is definitely good for the time that this represents. And she has a little pink hair tie in there, which is awesome. Now, this isn't all good that I have to talk about this figure. I am happy that she comes with soft good pants. I think that is great. However, if they're going to simulate her whole entrance look, it includes a jacket, sunglasses, and that freaking SmackDown Women's Championship. And I say that because that SmackDown Women's Championship, I don't know why, it does not get released very often with these women's figures. I mean, I think a lot of you have seen my collection as it is growing and has grown over the last 11 months or so. But at one point, I had more Glow SmackDown Women's titles than I did regular. And the only 2 SmackDown Women's titles I have, I believe, are from the Walgreens exclusive Becky and the Ultimate Becky. They just do not, for some reason, give out that SmackDown Women's Championship a lot. And I have no freaking clue why, because that would have been perfect to add to this figure. Now, like I said, it would have taken a lot for me to be disappointed, and I'm not disappointed in this figure because I think that scan, it works great. On that Basic Series 106, it looked beautiful. It looks great here. The hair color is great. The hair tie is nice. Obviously, that attire is painted very intricately and looks great and very accurate to that night. And the soft good pants are freaking awesome. But for me, it just kind of sucks and it hurts. It hurts a little bit because they almost made this such a freaking amazing figure. And it looks awesome, but if they would have just added that jacket, at least the sunglasses, at least the SmackDown Women's Championship, that would have really completed this look. So I think it looks like a good figure, but not perfect. Alright, so now let's cover Bayley from Basic Series 121, and this is from the SummerSlam wave. Now, this is the basic line that this is from, that coincides with that Elite line that we just saw with Carmella, and this just got put up on RingsideCollectibles.com for pre-order with an early June ETA release date. Now, this Bayley is from SummerSlam 2020, where she defeated Asuka in a singles match, and I'm definitely going to go with the positives first. This attire pops. It jumps out. It looks freaking awesome. That bluish green, colorblind, it looks great and really stands out. And like I've mentioned a million times before, especially when I review the basic women, it is very disheartening that the molding has seemed to go away with all the women's basics. However, they can do an excellent job when the paint application is put on with intricate detail, and they put the attention to detail and the care into it. And this looks like a situation where if this is how the figure comes out, it looks great. Now, this is just a 3D rendering, so you never know what it's going to look like, but if it looks anything like this, I will be happy. That face scan is great. It's the same one that was used on Elite Series 80, and it captures her heel persona perfectly. I love it. Now, this body style that they went with, kind of interesting. This is the one that we see on a lot of the smaller in stature superstars, such as Zelina Vega in her Battle Pack 62 release, and also Dakota Kai in her Basic Series 116. So I wouldn't have thought they were going to go with this, but it looks good. I mean, like I said, I really don't judge or rate a figure until I have them in my hand to do a review. But I'm excited for this figure. I think as far as the basic goes, it looks pretty cool. It looks pretty awesome, so I'm really excited for this one. Alright, next let's cover the Showdown 2-pack Wave 5, Chyna and Trish Stratus. Now, it's important to note that we have not had a women's set in these Showdown 2-packs since all the way back to Wave 1 with Sasha and Alexa. So that's a little weird that it took so long. And also, this is an odd choice to me because this match that it's modeled after is from SummerSlam 2000, which was a mixed IC title match where Chyna and Eddie Guerrero defeated Trish Stratus and Val Venus. Yeah. Chyna actually won the IC title that night by pinning Trish, so I get that that was a pretty iconic match, and I like that they could do a 2-pack with these two from a night that Chyna won a predominantly male title. I mean, that's pretty cool, so I am excited for this. However, unfortunately, the attires from that night were pretty subpar. This is very accurate to that night. I went back and looked at images. But yeah, I mean, just kind of boring, just kind of blah, to be honest with you. I mean, I know it's accurate to this night, like I said, but this attire from Trish is probably the most boring Trish Stratus attire in the history of the world. You know what, actually, I take that back because she had a WrestleMania basic, which looked just like this. Same hair sculpt, face scan, top and bottom very similar, except switch out the black with red and put a maple leaf on her behind, and then boom, you got that same figure. So I don't know. I mean, I'm not going to judge it until I get it in hand because it's important to note this is once again a 3D rendering. Now, I think the figure that stands out in this 2-pack is that Chyna. This is a cool looking Chyna. This is a lot like the WrestleMania Elite Chyna as far as the scan goes, the hair sculpt. In the attire, I'll be honest with you, I'm going to drop the colorblind comment again because I have no freaking clue what color this attire is. Let me know in the comments. I know it doesn't match the black of Trish, so I don't know if it's like an orange or a olive green or brown. I have no idea, but it's kind of cool. So I actually am excited for the Showdown 2-pack. I wasn't when I first saw images, but the more I've talked about it and looked at these two images and realized that it is commemorating a match where Chyna freaking won an IC title match, like, that's pretty cool. So, not too bad. Alright, so next we're going to cover the two elites that were shown from Elite 87, and these two are awesome. With the latter being, honestly, I can't wait to talk about it. But first, we're going to talk about Elite 87 Candice LeRae. Now, this attire is from NXT TakeOver In Your House when she was on the losing side of a 6-woman tag match. And there's a lot of good with this figure, but there is some bad that stands out to me. Now, let's start off with that entrance vest jacket, whatever you want to call it, with the wings attached to the back. Awesome. You know, bravo, Mattel. This is an awesome accessory to include, and I am so happy to see it. I love it. Moving on to the figure, the face scan, hair sculpt, even the makeup application, it looks killer. It looks perfect. Now, it is important to note this is another 3D render, so it could change a little bit once we see them on card packages or loose images, but yeah, it looks great as of now. Moving on to the attire, starting with the positives, it looks like there might be some molding detail in her top, which is always good to see, and also the attire in itself does look accurate to an extent. So looking down at her lower half, it looks like she's wearing biker shorts, kind of. Really, they should be a little shorter. That might be something they fix, but it looks like those shorts kind of meet right at that rotating upper thigh joint, so I don't know, maybe that's why they did that, but those shorts, or, you know, whatever you want to call those bottoms, should have shorter legs, so I think that kind of stands out as looking a little off to me. And also, the biggest thing that I notice, and the one negative takeaway that I can see, and again, this can change, this is just an image, But I have a bad feeling that purple on the attire in the upper, the lower, even the vest jacket thing, I think it's just going to be a solid purple, and that sucks because that attire that night, like, look it up if you're not familiar with it. Type in Candice LeRae in your house, and I have to say that the material that she had, it was like a reflective, shiny purple. They could have gotten away if they used a metallic or used a glittery or reflective type purple paint. And I have a bad feeling they're not going to. Things can change. This is just a rendering. However, with their track history, for example, Chyna from that Wrestlemania series, that Elite Chyna in just the purple, it looked like lingerie or a bathing suit. That really killed the figure because it should have had that reflective type look to it. And they didn't add that. And I make the comparison. It's like having a Goldust figure come out that's in yellow and black. Not gold and black, yellow and black. These women's attires, a lot of them utilize glitter or reflective material or shine or something. And when that paint application isn't applied, it's pretty noticeable. And I think this figure might be victim to that. I hope I'm wrong, and I hope when the product comes out, it does have that reflective, shiny type appearance on the purple. And even the little crossing pattern she has in her lower half, looks like they made it like a green. That should be like a reflective type material, I believe. So either way, I'm getting two of these because it does look like a very gorgeous, beautiful, standout figure. First figure of Candice LeRae, I'm super excited. Just little nitpicky things like that paint application. We'll see how it turns out. And also, the lower extremity, it seems like she's wearing bikers. Like, the length of the legs just seem a little off. So hopefully they make those shorter. And now on to the main event, y'all. This is Asuka from Elite Frickin' Series 87, and I love this figure. Oh my god. Oh my god. Now, I know this is just a 3D rendering, I get that. However, considering how awesome and truly underrated her last Elite was, I expect this to be looking pretty much just like this image when it's released. And this is a gorgeous figure. Now, this attire is from Survivor Series 2020 when she lost to Sasha. But this look that she has in this figure, you know, the green face paint, the black t-shirt type thing going on over her previous ring attire. I mean, this is a look she's had for some time, and we're just now getting it in figure form, so that is definitely a breath of fresh air to get her in this look that she has now. And, oh my god, I mean, it looks amazing. So diving in, you know, that mask accessory, it's nice. It's not like that robe that we were supposed to get with her last Elite. I think they're probably saving that for an Ultimate, if I had to guess, in the future, but it's too bad we haven't gotten that yet. But either way, I don't even care because this figure looks amazing and I love it. The scan looks great. I love the detail of that green face paint that we've been seeing. The hair, we got pink on the left. On the right, it's kind of got a fade type thing. And once again, she has that little t-shirt type look, I guess. I don't know what to call that in her midsection. I can't tell if it's going to be painted on. It looks like it might be a molded piece. Oh my gosh. It might be a little molded piece. So that black has a little pattern, might be molded, a little texture over that top, which has very intricate paint detail, which is one thing that was missing on her last Elite. The paint detail on the top was kind of sloppy, so this looks very great. The arms have the black sleeves on them. You know, we got the basic Asuka attire as far as her lower body goes, with the addition of awesome paint application on her kick pads and knee pads. Guys and girls, this figure, oh my gosh, if this figure comes out looking like this, I don't know what's going to beat it for figure of the year. I mean, we've had some banger releases of women's figures like Elite 85, Liv, Elite 84 Zelina, but this is going to go right in with those whenever this is released. I mean, holy moly, I can't say enough about this. So I'm really excited, and I hope the actual figure does look a lot like this because this is stunning. Whew. So yeah, we definitely saw some pretty awesome women's wrestling figures on this panel reveal, and I am super excited to see actual images of these figures. Now, the Carmella was the only figure out of all of these that we saw mint on card images, and I'm super excited for that for sentimental reasons, and also it just looks like a cool figure. There definitely could have been some things added to it, but it's an Elite figure, and I think what you get with it is pretty awesome. Now, the rest of the figures are pretty cool in their own ways, but I have to say, that freaking Asuka, oh my god, that Asuka. Asuka's one of those wrestlers, too, that when I first started watching the women's division and stuff, I don't know. She was just kind of there, but I quickly became one of her biggest fans. And sometimes that makes your fanship even more special when you don't really care much about a wrestler and then you watch them more and more and realize how freaking amazing they are. And then next thing you know, you're one of their biggest fans. So I love that Asuka figure. I hope that's what it looks like at the end. And yeah, I'm really excited. So with that being said, WrestleMania weekend is this weekend. I'm watching TakeOver Night 2 as I record this. And I have to tell you, and I have to say, I hope you all have a great weekend. Please be safe. Please be smart. And more importantly, enjoy it. Just have a great weekend. And yeah, that freaking Asuka figure. That Asuka. Oh my God. That Asuka. Oh boy. That Asuka.